Hey world, I miss you guys so much. I miss making videos like this. I have been very busy this summer with my own personal projects. It's been a good summer. Got a haircut. Uh, I got to hang out with family, did summer school, and what I wanted to talk about, what I'm so excited about, is I finished a whole story. I wrote a whole story on Wattpad. I never thought I would be writing anything on Wattpad, but here I am. I always thought Wattpad was kind of like weird, or I thought it was just smut, but it's also a place you can just write your own stuff and just be creative. So I've kind of come around Wattpad like that, and I wrote a story that I created in high school. I didn't write the story in high school. I took a lot of creative writing classes and uh, did not do that well. So I didn't have any confidence in my writing. But recently I thought, it was kind of like my dream to be a writer. I mean, in high school, that was like, I was just gonna be a writer, like a star or something. But I really do like writing and creating stories, so I decided to, fulfill that teenage dream. And I wrote my story out, and I made some changes. It was not very fleshed out, and a lot of things didn't make sense because I didn't think it through at the time. So I added a lot of other things, took out, just changed very few things, but I tried to keep true to the original story. To, I don't know, like, that's the way I created it. That's what I came up with, and it might not be the best, but it's fun. I had fun writing it, and yeah. So why I wanted to talk about the story is because as I'm writing the story, I'm starting to realize like how this story reflected who I was at the time and what I was going through in my life. There's a lot of themes. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there are a lot of themes about like family, a lot of themes about self-confidence, and a lot of themes on identity, which is where the trans experience comes in, because I feel like at the time, as I was 16 when I created the story, and there are two main characters in my story. One is a girl, one is a boy, and I feel like, because I feel like they're both do different sides of me. I don't know how to explain this well, but it's kind of like there was like this boy side of me and a girl side of me. At the time, whenever I write anything, I'm always the main character, even if it's not literally me. It's me. And the story for me at 16 was like a way to say goodbye to the girl side of me and say hello to the boy side of me, because the female character in my story is very, like, she hates herself, she views herself as something negative, and that's kind of how I was at the time. Like, I really connected with this character because that was me. I was, quote unquote, this girl who hated themselves, just did not like I just did not like who I was. The male character was a more bubbly, optimistic, strong, brave guy, and I realize now, I didn't know at the time, obviously, but I realize now that that's who I wanted to be. I wanted to be this guy who was confident, who was optimistic, who viewed the world in a good way, who had hope, who had passion, enthusiasm, and just was brave. And so I just found it very interesting how this story really reflected what was going on inside me at the time. And it's just one of those things I look back on thinking, wow, it was so obvious who I was, but I just couldn't see past my nose. So, yeah. Yeah. So if you are interested in reading my story, it's just vampires and werewolves, war, the very heavy war themes, and just definitely mature, not for kids. So if you're interested in that, I have the link to my story in the description. It's called The Blood and the Moon, because the blood, vampires, the moon, werewolves. It's perfectly. Another thing I did this summer is I started a podcast with my best friend, Mary. It's been really fun. It's been a dream of mine to do a podcast, just to chill and just be goofy with my best friend, but also learn something together. Just, it's perfect. It's just exactly what I want. And we upload an episode every month, but we haven't this month because we've been really busy with starting work and starting school. It's just, we're trying to get into the rhythm of things, and once we figure out our routine, then we'll be able to do stuff. Because I won't have some fun October ideas for an episode. So check that out on Spotify and YouTube. Just look up Dragon Fairy History and listen to it or watch it or both. Just hope you guys have a good year. And yeah. See you later.